The relationship component of this research, I think, is really important. Trust should be like an automatic click if it's with family, but if it's with staff, you need to form that relationship over time, seeing what's good about the person, what they don't like about the person, and deciding if they want to be connected with that person or not.
People being responsible for other people's existence, if only they realize how important their task was and how important their job was.
Absolutely. A support worker can be the be-all and end-all. And then I've had ones that have taken the time. He just opened so many doors for me.
This is such an unusual relationship, isn't it? It's a relationship that's important in and of itself, but it's also really important because the job of the support worker is about making new relationships, about facilitating relationships for people with disability who they work with.
When I was first diagnosed with the disability, the doctors told my parents that I would never be able to express feelings. I wouldn't be able to do things that typical people could do. My parents were absolutely heartbroken, so they decided to bring me up in a way where they showed affection, they didn't give up, and they allowed me to form my own independence, and I was able to get my license. I finished school. I have had employment.
After hospital, having workers, some were just, they were my family, my friend, my everything. And they gave me a confidence and a courage, and I didn't go outside the house for about 3 years. And I had ones that gently helped me to get over that. When they got a new job and they were leaving, it was just so upsetting, and I just can't stress how important relationships are, and for a support worker or any kind of person that works in disability to just take the time, and you can just hopefully see that person grow.
In the research that came up again and again from lots of different angles, but particularly from people with disability, how significant it was when relationships came to an end and how under-acknowledged it was. And then there are the other kinds of losses that people experience as well, like deaths and family separations and all of the sorts of things that happen in all of our lives that aren't acknowledged as well for people with disability as they often are for everybody else.
It's more so for disabled people, because they build more of a reliance on others.
The more people you have in your life, the less isolated you are, the more networks. It's a really important step in someone's life.
I had a support worker once, and I was in a wheelchair at that stage, and she took me shopping. And we're in the shopping centre, and she was walking in front of me, like not next to me. And I said, like, you know what? And she's just like, I live around here, I might see someone I know. And they don't know that can make you feel like this.
If you had to say what are some of the things that you think are the most important, what would they be in terms of relationships with people?
Trust.
Trust.
Yeah.
It just leads to happiness and a friendly relationship and environment if the support worker treats the person with a disability like a human being.
We've talked quite a lot today about power and how It's very hard for people with disabilities who don't have very much power to be in charge of the way that staff act. So it's really important that there is some way of ensuring that staff are both accountable for what they do, but they get some guidance and some support to make sure that if they're not sure what to do, they've got somewhere to go and they've got a way to talk that through. And to be able to go into supervision with a manager who is trusted is really important, to be able to say, I wasn't sure, I didn't know, can I have some advice, can I get some help with this?
There has to be this thing where there's a non-judgmental space, you know, that you're not just criticised, but people, as you said, guide you through it as opposed to telling you what to do, because it's not all about the tasks. I think the tasks are the secondary thing and the relationship is obviously the first.